Welcome to the deep dive. Today we're getting into something pretty significant, the whole debate around UK stamp duty. Specifically, this idea of letting people pay it off over years instead of one massive hit. Is it the fix the housing market needs?
It's certainly being looked at very seriously. We're seeing Treasury discussions, thinking ahead to the autumn budget.
Okay, so let's unpack that. What's the actual proposal? How would it work?
Well, the core idea is pretty simple, really. Instead of demanding that huge lump sum when you complete your house purchase.
Which can be crippling.
Exactly. Instead, you'd pay it in installments, maybe over several years. I think of it almost like repaying a small loan.
Right.
But let's be clear, this isn't just about making life easier for buyers, is it? There's a bigger context.
Ah, the famous fiscal hole.
Precisely. The Chancellor's got this challenge finding £25 billion down through revenue or savings. Growth forecasts aren't helping either.
So any change to stamp duty has to walk a fine line. Boost the market, but don't lose the tax income.
That's the political tightrope. Yeah, it has to work on both fronts.
Okay, so that's the why now. Let's talk about the why. The current system. It feels like a major obstacle for a lot of people. What are the main downsides we see right now?
Oh, absolutely. It's a huge barrier. It creates this sort of inertia in the market.
Yeah, so.
Well, think about older homeowners. They might want to downsize, move somewhere smaller, but the stamp duty bill makes it prohibitively expensive. So they stay put.
Trapped in homes that are too big.
Right. And it makes moving for work harder, too. If you get a job offer elsewhere, that massive upfront cost is a real disincentive. That hurts the flexibility of the labor market.
So people end up stuck in homes that just don't fit their lives anymore purely because of this tax hurdle.
Yeah, that's a big part of it. And that's why you see proposals like the one from the Tony Blair Institute.
What are they suggesting?
They floated a model, basically a government loan for the stamp duty, paid back over, say, 20 years.
20 years. Why that long?
Well, their thinking was it roughly matches the average time people tend to stay in one home, so it aligns the payment with the ownership period.
Okay. But hang on. Replacing a big upfront tax with long-term installments? Are we just sort of rebranding the debt?
That's the critical question, isn't it?
What are the big worries? What are people like the OBR, the fiscal watchdog, saying?
The OBR's primary concern, understandably, is protecting Treasury revenue. If payments are spread out, what happens if someone sells the house after only, say, 5 years? How do you collect the rest? It gets complicated.
Practicalities, then.
Practicalities and also the risk profile. Are we just loading more long-term debt onto homeowners? Does it start to feel less like a transaction tax and more like, well, just another ongoing property tax?
And we're seeing caution from the industry, too, right? Some are keen, others less so.
Yeah, it's mixed. You've got property portals like Rightmove, Zoopla. They seem quite supportive of spreading payments, maybe over a shorter term, like 5 years.
Okay, that sounds more manageable than 20.
Perhaps. But others are warning, look, this could be the thin end of the wedge. Be careful this doesn't lead to much bigger, maybe more painful property tax reforms down the line.
Like replacing council tax entirely, that's the big one lurking in the background, isn't it?
That's the elephant in the room, yes.
Yeah.
Some worry that if you open the door to reforming stamp duty this way, it makes it easier to then say, right, let's overhaul council tax too.
And the fear there is higher bills.
Potentially, yes. Because council tax is based on ancient 1991 property values. If you replace it with a new tax based on current values, maybe a proportional national property tax, or new local levies, some homeowners could face, well, as some sources put it, punishingly high annual bills.
Even if the upfront stamp duty hurdle is lower.
Exactly. So it's not just about stamp duty in isolation. It potentially connects to a fundamental reshaping of how we tax property in the UK.
Right. So pulling this together, for everyone listening, we've got this big fiscal pressure cooker.
Yep.
Forcing a serious look at maybe the biggest property tax changes in decades. It's forcing some really difficult political choices.
Absolutely. And it boils down to this. If they design this staggered payment system really well, it could genuinely make it easier to grease the wheels of the market.
Lower those barriers we talked about.
Yes.
Yeah.
But if it's handled badly, if the details aren't right, it could just make the tax system more complex and saddle buyers with hidden long-term debts.
Okay, so here's something to chew on as we finish. Let's say they do it, staggered payments come in, and it does make buying and selling easier. More transactions, more market fluidity. Could that actually push house prices up even further? You make it easier to transact, demand increases. Does the price follow, or
does the sheer political difficulty and risk of touching council tax mean that whole wider reform agenda just gets bogged down and maybe even this stamp duty change stalls with it?
Two big forces pushing against each other. Market fluidity versus political fear. The debate, as they say, continues.